It started like any other emergency call. A small brush fire had broken out on Canfield Mountain in the quiet town of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Fire crews rushed to the scene, prepared to do what they always do, control the flames and protect lives. But what they didn't know was that they weren't responding to a fire, they were walking straight into a trap. As the firefighters arrived at the scene, something felt off. There were no visible threats, no nearby homes in danger, and yet the fire seemed almost staged. Just as they began their work, the unthinkable happened. Gunshots echoed through the trees. In the chaos, Battalion Chief John Morrison and Battalion Chief Frank Harwood were fatally struck. Engineer David Tisdall was also hit, critically wounded. There was no time to think. No time to react. This was not an accident. This was an ambush. The shooter, later identified as 20-year-old Wes Val Rowley, had deliberately set the brush fire as bait. His goal: to lure first responders into a remote area and gun them down. He had no known criminal record, no warning signs that authorities could find, and no clear motive. But what he did have was a plan. He waited in the shadows with a rifle, knowing that firefighters, selfless men and women, would rush into danger without hesitation. As soon as the shots rang out, a massive manhunt began. More than 300 law enforcement officers, SWAT teams, K-9 units, and helicopters flooded Canfield Mountain. Roads were blocked off. Air support circled above. For 5 long hours, officers scoured the mountain for the suspect, unsure if he was waiting to strike again. Tension gripped the community. Finally, in the dead of night, the search ended. Rowley was found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, lying near a tree deep in the forest. The same weapon he used to kill was lying beside him. No manifesto was found. No message was left behind. Just devastation, and questions that may never be answered. Why did a 20-year-old with no criminal past decide to murder the very people who risked their lives for others? Was it rage? Delusion? A twisted desire to be remembered? No one knows for sure. What we do know is that his actions left 2 families shattered, a community grieving, and a nation stunned. Battalion Chiefs John Morrison and Frank Harwood were more than just firefighters. They were leaders, mentors, and fathers. David Tisdall, though critically injured, survived, a fighter even in the face of death. Across Idaho, flags flew at half-mast. A memorial lit up the night as fellow firefighters and citizens stood in silence, mourning the loss of 2 heroes who had answered their final call. This wasn't just a tragedy. It was a calculated, cold-blooded act against those sworn to protect and serve. A fire used as a weapon. Trust used as a lure. And lives taken in the line of duty, not by nature, but by the darkness of another man's mind. What was going through Wes Rowley's mind as he set the fire, waited in the shadows, and pulled the trigger? We may never truly know. But what we do know is this: heroes walk among us. They wear helmets, carry hoses, and charge into danger without asking why. And on that night, they did it one last time. If you believe their story deserves to be heard, subscribe for more real crime stories that reveal the truth behind the headlines. And tell us in the comments, what do you think pushed him to do it?